10 Hidden Stages of How Men Fall in Love, from Spark to Forever. Have you ever looked at a man and wondered, does he really love me? Or is this just attraction that will fade away? The truth is, men rarely show their feelings directly. They may act strong, confident, and even distant, but deep inside, love for a man grows slowly, through hidden stages that most women never see. A man doesn't just wake up one morning and decide, I'm in love. No, his heart takes a journey, step by step, from that very first spark of attraction, to deep emotional connection, and finally, to a stage where he can no longer imagine life without you. And here's the secret: if you understand these stages, you'll be able to tell exactly what's going on in his mind. Even when he doesn't say a word, you'll know whether he's just curious, if he's developing real feelings, or if he's ready to commit his heart forever. In this video, I'll take you through the 10 secret stages men go through when falling in love, from crush to commitment. By the end, you'll not only recognize where your man is on this journey, but you'll also know what makes him move from one stage to the next. So, let's dive in. Stage 1, the instant spark, attraction. It all begins with a spark, a moment that feels almost electric. A man sees a woman, and suddenly something about her pulls him in. It might be the way she smiles without even realizing it, the confidence in the way she carries herself, or simply her energy that lights up the room. At this stage, it's not yet love, it's fascination, pure and powerful. His brain is flooded with dopamine, the pleasure chemical, making him feel excited and drawn toward her, almost like a magnet. This is why some men can't stop glancing at you, or why they suddenly act more lively, confident, or even a little nervous when you walk by. Psychologists call this the halo effect. The first thing he notices, your laughter, your warmth, your style, creates a glow that colors everything else about you. Even your little imperfections fade into the background, because in his eyes, you suddenly shine brighter than anyone else in the room. But here's the secret most women don't realize: this stage is intense, but fragile. Attraction can be quick and overwhelming, but if nothing deeper develops, it can vanish just as quickly as it began. Stage 2, curiosity, wanting to know more. If the spark doesn't fade, curiosity takes over. Now the man's mind is buzzing with questions. Who is she? Really? What's her story? What makes her different from everyone else I've met? This is when he starts paying closer attention. He notices the small things, your favorite songs, the way you treat people, the little quirks that make you unique. He may casually ask questions, start conversations, or look for excuses to be around you. It's almost like he's a detective, gathering clues, trying to solve the mystery of who you are. He's not in love yet, but he's intrigued, and that intrigue pulls him deeper. And here's the turning point: if you respond with warmth, kindness, and authenticity, his curiosity blossoms into admiration. But if he senses coldness, indifference, or a lack of connection, this stage often ends here. Curiosity without connection simply can't survive. Stage 3, infatuation, the crush. Now comes one of the most thrilling stages of all: infatuation. This is the moment when a man develops a genuine crush, and suddenly you're not just a woman he noticed, you become the woman he can't stop thinking about. Your name pops up on his phone, and instantly his entire mood shifts. He feels lighter, happier, excited. A quick message from you can turn an ordinary day into something unforgettable. And if he happens to see you unexpectedly, his heart races, his palms sweat, and he might even lose his words for a moment. At this stage, his imagination begins to take over. He starts daydreaming about you, what it would feel like to hold your hand, to take you out, to spend long hours laughing and sharing stories together. These daydreams are powerful. They fuel his desire to move closer to you. But here's the truth: infatuation is exciting, but it's still not love. It's more like a beautiful illusion, a fantasy that feels real but hasn't yet been tested by reality. Psychologists explain that this stage is fueled by dopamine and norepinephrine, chemicals that create excitement, nervous energy, and even obsession. That's why men in this stage often seem awkward or clumsy. They might stumble over their words, laugh too loud, or act a little strange. It's not because they're careless, it's because their emotions are overwhelming them. Stage 4, impression, wanting to be seen positively. After infatuation, something important shifts. The man begins to realize that if he truly wants a chance with this woman, he has to prove himself worthy. This leads to the impression stage, the moment when he starts putting effort into how he presents himself. Suddenly, he pays more attention to his appearance, he dresses sharper, he fixes his hair, and he carries himself with more confidence. He may highlight his achievements, show off his sense of humor, or emphasize his strengths. But here's the interesting part: not all impressions are shallow. When a man genuinely values a woman, he doesn't just try to impress her with looks or material things. Instead, he tries to show his deeper qualities, his kindness, his loyalty, his ability to protect, support, and respect her. You'll notice the small gestures, holding the door open, remembering the little details you mentioned, offering help when you need it. These might seem simple, but they are powerful signals. They reveal that he doesn't just want to catch your eye, he wants to earn your heart. At this stage, his deepest desire is to be seen not as just another man, but as someone special in your eyes. That need drives him to put forth his best self, and the way he chooses to impress you says a lot about the kind of partner he will be in the future. Stage 5, Evaluation. Is she really the one? After the thrill of attraction, curiosity, and infatuation, a man eventually reaches a point where excitement alone is not enough. His mind and heart begin to slow down and ask the deeper questions. Is this woman truly right for me? Or is this just a temporary feeling? This is the evaluation stage, the moment where fantasy meets reality. A man starts to carefully study not just how he feels around her, but also who she really is. Inside his mind, the questions begin to pile up. Do I genuinely enjoy her personality? Or is it just the initial spark keeping me here? Can I see myself with her not just for weeks or months, but for years? Do we share values, dreams, and goals that could build a future together? Most importantly, does she make me feel respected, valued, and appreciated? During this stage, his emotional radar becomes sharper. He watches how she treats others, how she handles challenges, how she reacts when things don't go her way. These little observations help him decide whether she is someone he can truly trust with his heart. And here's the truth, this stage is critical because it acts as a filter. Many men, when they realize the connection isn't deep enough, will quietly step back and let things fade. It's not rejection out of cruelty, it's his way of protecting both himself and the woman from a future that doesn't feel right. But when the evaluation turns positive, everything changes. His feelings don't just stay the same, they grow stronger. His interest begins to shift from short-term attraction to the possibility of long-term love. This is the stage where a man's heart starts moving from I like her to I could see myself building a life with her. Stage 6, Building trust, opening the hidden door. If a man is past the evaluation stage and believes the woman might be truly special, something remarkable happens. He begins to build trust. This stage is not loud or dramatic, it's quiet, gentle, and deeply meaningful. At first, he tests the waters by sharing small, light-hearted details, his favorite music, his hobbies, his childhood memories that make him laugh. But as trust grows, he dares to reveal more, the vulnerable sides he usually keeps hidden. His fears, his insecurities, his secret ambitions, even the parts of himself he doesn't proudly show the world. For many men, this is not easy. Society often teaches men to hide their emotions, to wear a mask of strength and control. So when he begins to pull back that mask, even just a little, it's not a small thing, it's a powerful sign. It means you are becoming more than just someone he likes. You are becoming someone he trusts with his heart. If the woman responds with warmth, understanding, and acceptance, trust grows like a flame being gently fanned. But if she mocks, dismisses, or belittles him, the flame dies quickly, and he retreats behind the walls he worked so hard to lower. Stage 7, Emotional connection, the heart awakens. Once trust is established, something even deeper begins to grow, emotional connection. This is the stage where a man no longer just enjoys a woman's company for fun or attraction. He begins to feel safe with her. He realizes, with her, I can be myself. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to be perfect. I can just be me. At this point, her presence feels comforting, even healing. He doesn't just want to spend time with her, he craves the sense of peace and belonging she brings into his life. She becomes his favorite place to be. Psychologists explain that this stage is fueled by oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical that creates deep attachment between mother and child. For men, it forms an unshakable emotional tie, making him feel connected beyond attraction. This is no longer about butterflies or daydreams. This is the foundation of real love. Without emotional connection, relationships fade, but with it, they can last a lifetime. Stage 8, Exclusivity, choosing her over all others. Now comes a critical turning point, exclusivity. This is the stage where a man's focus begins to narrow. Suddenly, no other woman compares to her. Even if he notices others, his attention always returns to her. He stops playing games, stops chasing distractions, and begins to act with consistency. He no longer gives mixed signals, his actions show loyalty, even before his words do. For some men, This shift happens quickly. For others, it takes time, especially if they've been hurt before or fear commitment. But once he decides on exclusivity, it means something powerful. He's no longer just enjoying the moment, he's starting to build a future. You'll notice it in the little things, canceling other plans just to be with her, including her in his long-term decisions, making her feel like she's the priority. Exclusivity is not about shutting doors, it's about opening one door fully and choosing to walk through it with her. Stage 9, Deep Love, True Emotional Investment. This is the stage where love becomes more than a feeling, it becomes a choice. A man in deep love doesn't just want her around, he needs her in his life. He no longer asks himself, "Do I like her?" Instead, he thinks, "I can't imagine life without her." At this stage, he invests on every level, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. He starts making sacrifices, small and big. He changes his schedule to support her, stands by her side in hard times, and even puts her needs above his own when it matters most. Here's the paradox: deep love makes him stronger, but also more vulnerable. He feels powerful because he's found someone worth fighting for, yet terrified because the thought of losing her scares him more than anything else. When a man reaches this stage, he is no longer playing games or testing waters. His love is steady, unwavering, and deeply committed. Stage 10, Commitment, Choosing Forever. Finally, we reach the ultimate stage, commitment. This is when a man decides that the woman he loves is not just someone he wants today, but someone he wants for the rest of his life. Commitment doesn't always mean marriage, though for many it does. For others, it means building a home together, sharing responsibilities, creating traditions, and weaving their dreams into one future. But the essence of this stage is always the same: he has chosen. He no longer looks for options, he no longer questions what if. His heart has found its answer. At this stage, men start thinking long-term: family, finances, stability, and legacy. He wants to protect, to provide, and to build side by side. And when a man truly commits at this level, his love is deep, lasting, and often unshakable. Commitment is the final proof that his journey, from spark to trust, from connection to deep love, has led him to the certainty that she is the one. Conclusion: the journey of a man's heart. So, when we step back and look at the full picture, we see that a man's journey to love is not simple, it's layered, emotional, and deeply human. From that very first spark of attraction, to the curiosity that drives him closer, from the nervous excitement of infatuation, to the effort he makes to leave a lasting impression, every stage tells a story of growth. But the truth is, love isn't born in a single moment. It's not just chemistry or butterflies in the stomach. Real love is a journey, a series of steps where a man slowly peels back his layers, testing, trusting, and finally surrendering his heart. And the most beautiful part? Each stage matters. Without attraction, there's no spark. Without curiosity, there's no reason to go deeper. Without trust, there's no foundation. Without emotional connection, there's no bond. And without commitment, there's no forever. Love, at its core, is not just about finding the right person, it's about becoming the right person for each other. When a man reaches that final stage of commitment, it's not because he was swept away by a single moment, it's because, step by step, he discovered that she was the one who made every stage worth it. So the next time you wonder what's going on in a man's heart, remember this: his journey to love is a process. Slow, steady, and often hidden. But if he chooses you through all 10 stages, then know this: you are not just his love, you are his forever.